Right, we're going to have a proper look around the inside of the building. That's a very small door over there, isn't it? Very short. How tall is that door, do you think?
We just look short, is why.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Steve, are you going to get your...
Well, I could do, yeah.
Bishop's Palace, home to the bishops of Wells since the 13th century. Oh, this is very nice. Beautiful fireplace. Table set for the bishops, presumably. Flagstone floor. And what does this say over here? It says translation of Latin epitaph. I can't see it. My eyesight's too bad. Perhaps you can read it. And this statue is called Amazing Birth. I'm just taking it in every detail here. That is the most beautiful old embroidered chair. Look at that. Look at the back of it. And do a close-up on the embroidery. Oh, wow, this is a long table. Can you just imagine them all sitting around this? All the bishops and all the clergy and everybody else involved in the running of the Bishop's Palace. I'm going to go around the side and have a look at some of these banners. There's nothing actually to say what this banner is about, but it's quite beautifully done. And that, I presume, is, well, I'm presuming it's the year, but I'm probably wrong. hare and a fox, otter, a fish in the middle. Another fireplace, and right on top of it I'll have to go around the other side to make it more visible. Another banner. And for some reason a lot of children's dressing up clothes. Oh, and adults. Oh, that's very sweet. And the bishop's clothes, the bishop's robes. Very ornate. Actually, they're probably not the bishop's robes, probably facsimiles. Well, they will be, won't they? Right, I'm going to get this other fireplace from a bit further away. There's Steve taking his video. I don't think the light's too good for that. I've no idea what's up here, but we shall find out in a minute. Very creaky stairs. 3D plaque on the wall. Oh, rather nice wallpaper. Not William Morris, I don't think, but very nice. Oh, wow. Now this reminds me of where we used to live in London and to visit Hampton Court quite often. This reminds me of some of the rooms in Hampton Court. Now I think we've got portraits of many of the bishops. I can't tell you who all of them are because it's not labelled, but this one is Edward Henderson, 1960 to 1975. Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. And that is the Right Reverend Francis Underhill, Lord Bishop of Bath and Wells. That'll be a more recent one, I think. Yes, 1937 to 1943. Wow. Well, Steve and I used to have an antique shop. Well, it was more of collectibles than antiques, but we actually had several sets of this china. I'm probably not supposed to touch it. Let me see what it is. Yes, it's Royal Albert. I thought it was, but I was checking. In actual fact, they don't all match. We could have helped them out there. Stephen. They've got Royal Albert China, but it doesn't all match. We could have helped them out with some of ours.
We got some of that.
I know.
Well, we did have.
I know, we still have in a box at home. Steve, does this remind you of some of the rooms in Hampton Court?
No, the long valley.
Yeah.
What's he got in his face? Cancer.
Oh, yes. The one in the middle has got a massive black mark on his face. It's probably skin cancer, which they wouldn't have known at the time, probably.
Completely replaced the windows. He collected glass from French churches to patch up these windows, and others in St Andrew's Cathedral too. Bishop Law was also a keen gardener, and he transformed the palace grounds in line with the latest garden design trends. He didn't let anything get in the way of his vision for a fashionable romantic ruin. Not even the Great Hall. These days, the bishop doesn't have the same responsibility for the palace buildings. Perhaps that's to stop them knocking bits of them down. Thomas Beckington, who became bishop in 1443, made his mark on the palace literally. His rebus appears above the penniless porch gateway. A rebus is a picture which represents a name. Beckington's rebus was a beacon made of a blazing barrel mounted high on a pole. Beacon, Ton, Beckington. But Beckington made his mark in another way too. He engineered a supply of fresh water from the wells in the palace grounds to the city's marketplace. In return, he asked the people of Wells to pray for him once a year. So the bishop offered his community practical help as well as spiritual guidance. The medieval palace displayed the status and power of the bishops who built it. But the nature of the bishop's authority has changed since the Middle Ages. So what is it that bishops are actually responsible for? What do bishops do all day?
The Commission sends 2 names to the Prime Minister, who offers the job to the preferred candidate. The Queen, well, it would be the King now, then formally appoints the new bishop. A bishop's office attire consists of, I suppose you're supposed to fill in the gaps there,